Bola, you did a great job cleaning today. Come and eat with us at the table. You are part of this family now. Thank you, Ma. That means a lot to me.
Bola, you did a great job cleaning today. Come and eat with us at the table. You are part of this family now. Thank you, Ma. That means a lot to me. Nobody at that table knew the truth. Not Mrs. Adekunle, who was smiling warmly as she passed the food. Not the two children, laughing about something that happened at school. And not even Mr. Adekunle, who was sitting at the head of the table, completely unaware that the quiet young woman serving his family had been sent there to destroy everything he had built. Bola smiled back at them that evening. But inside her heart, something heavy sat quietly, like a stone she could not put down. Let us start from the beginning. Bola was 23 years old, and she came from a small town far away from Lagos. She was smart, careful, and very good at pretending. Nobody watching her fold clothes or sweep the floor would ever guess she was hiding a secret big enough to break a family apart. 6 months before this story begins, a man named Mr. Bassey called Bola into his office. Mr. Bassey was rich but not happy. Many years earlier, he had been business partners with Mr. Adekunle, the man who now sat at that dinner table so peacefully. Together, they had built a shipping company from nothing. But Mr. Bassey had done something wrong. He had stolen money from the company, hiding it in secret accounts where nobody could find it. Mr. Adekunle found out anyway after some time. But he did not shout. He did not fight. He simply gathered the proof, quietly, patiently, and reported everything to the police. At the end of the day, Mr. Bassey lost his share of the company. He lost his good name in the business world. Many people who once respected him stopped answering his calls. Mr. Bassey never forgave him for this, even though Mr. Adekunle had only done what was right. Bola, Mr. Bassey said that day in his office, his voice cold and sharp, I am going to help your family. Your mother's hospital bills, your brother's school fees, all of it. I will pay everything. But you must do something for me in return. Bola, desperate to save her sick mother, listened carefully. I need you to become a house help in the Adekunle home. Watch them closely. Learn their secrets. Find their weak points. When the time is right, I will tell you exactly what to do to bring that family down, piece by piece. Bola did not want to do it. Her heart told her it was wrong. But her mother was very sick, and Mr. Bassey's money was the only thing standing between her family and disaster. She agreed, though her hands shook the whole time she signed the papers Mr. Bassey gave her. So Bola came to Lagos. She got the job easily because Mr. Bassey had arranged everything behind the scenes, making sure the Adekunle family's usual house helped suddenly quit without warning, leaving a space just for Bola to fill. At first, everything went exactly as planned. Bola watched carefully. She noticed where Mr. Adekunle kept his important documents. She noticed the code to the small safe in his study, glimpsed once when he thought no one was looking. She listened closely to phone calls, remembering details, writing small notes in a secret notebook hidden under her mattress. But something strange began to happen as the weeks passed. The Adekunle family was kind to her, truly kind. Not the fake kindness Bola had expected from rich people who usually look down on house helps. Mrs. Adekunle taught her how to make proper jollof rice, laughing at Bola's first attempts, which came out too watery. The children, Kunle and little Amaka, treated her like a big sister, running to show her their school drawings, asking her to help with homework. And Mr. Adekunle, the very man Bola had been sent to destroy, was gentle and fair with everyone in his house, including her. He paid her salary on time, always with a smile. He asked about her family, remembering small details like her mother's illness, and even sent extra money once, just because he heard her mother needed more medicine. Bola began to feel something she had not expected to feel. Guilt. Heavy, uncomfortable guilt that sat in her chest every single night. She started noticing small things that made the guilt worse. The way Mr. Adekunle always checked on his workers before checking on himself, calling the gateman by name, asking after his family. The way Mrs. Adekunle acted so kindly to everyone. The way little Amaka would climb into Bola's lap during story time, trusting her completely, with no idea at all of the secret notebook hidden under Bola's mattress. Every kind word from this family felt like a small stone added to the pile already sitting on Bola's chest. One evening, Mr. Bassey called her secretly, his voice sharp through the phone. "Bola, it has been 3 months. Have you found what I need? The account numbers? The business documents? I am growing tired of waiting." Bola's hands trembled as she held the phone. "Sir, I have found some things, but—" "No buts, Bola. Remember our agreement. Remember what I am paying for. Your mother's medicine does not pay for itself." Bola hung up the phone that night and cried quietly in her small room, torn between two impossible choices. If she betrayed the Adekunle family, she would hurt people who had shown her nothing but kindness. If she refused Mr. Bassey, her mother might lose the medicine keeping her alive. Before we continue, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, now is the time. What Bola decides to do next is something you do not want to miss. Weeks passed, and Bola found herself stuck in the middle, doing small things for Mr. Bassey but never quite finishing the job he wanted. She gave him a little information here and there, nothing too damaging, hoping it would be enough to keep him satisfied while she figured out what to do. But Mr. Bassey was not a patient man. One night, while the Adekunle family slept, Mr. Bassey called again, his voice colder than ever. "Bola, I am done waiting. Tomorrow night, while they are all sleeping, you will open the safe in his study. I gave you the code weeks ago. You will take the documents inside, the ones with the company's private bank details, and bring them to me. Do this, and your mother's bills are paid for another whole year. Refuse, and I will personally make sure everyone knows your mother's hospital struggles to survive without the money I have been sending. I can take it away just as easily as I gave it." Bola sat frozen on her small bed after the call ended, tears streaming silently down her face. She thought about her mother's weak smile every time she visited. She thought about Mrs. Adekunle's patient teaching, the children's laughter, Mr. Adekunle's quiet kindness. She thought too about her own father, gone many years now, who had always told her, back when she was small enough to sit on his knee, that a person's word is the only thing truly theirs to keep clean in this world. Everything else, he used to say, money, houses, even health, could be taken away by life. But a clean conscience belonged only to the person who guarded it carefully. She could not do this. Not anymore. But she also could not let her mother suffer. That night, Bola made a decision that surprised even herself. She would not steal the documents. But she also would not simply hide and hope everything worked out. She decided to do something braver than either choice. The next morning, before anyone else woke up, Bola knocked softly on the study door where Mr. Adekunle was already reading his morning newspaper. "Sir," she said, her voice shaking, "I need to tell you something, and I am very afraid, but I cannot stay silent anymore." Mr. Adekunle lowered his newspaper, surprised by the seriousness in her voice. "Bola, what is wrong? Sit down." And so, with tears falling freely now, Bola told him everything. She told him about Mr. Bassey, about the plan to spy on his family, about the safe, about her sick mother, about every single lie she had been forced to live for the past 3 months. Mr. Adekunle listened without interrupting, his face growing serious, then thoughtful, then surprisingly understanding. When she finished, the room was silent for a long moment. "Bola," he finally said, "thank you for telling me the truth. This takes real courage, more courage than most people have. Sir, I understand if you want me to leave. I understand if you never trust me again. I only ask that you do not punish my mother for my mistakes." Mr. Adekunle shook his head slowly. "Bola, you made a hard choice under a hard situation. Many people would have simply done what Mr. Bassey asked and never looked back. You chose honesty even though it was frightening. That matters more to me than you know." He picked up his phone immediately and made 2 calls. The first was to his lawyer, explaining everything Bola had told him, preparing to protect his family and his business properly. The second call, surprisingly, was to a private hospital across town. "I am transferring Bola's mother to better care today," he told her simply. "She will get everything she needs, properly this time, without strings attached to any bad man's money." Bola broke down completely then, overwhelmed by a kindness she had never imagined receiving after everything she had done. Mr. Bassey, when he realized his plan had failed completely, tried one last angry move. He showed up at the Adekunle house himself 2 days later, banging loudly on the gate, shouting that Bola belonged to him, that she owed him for everything he had paid. Mr. Adekunle met him calmly at the gate, his lawyer standing beside him with a folder full of papers. "Bassey," Mr. Adekunle said quietly, "I already know everything you tried to do, sending someone into my home to spy on my family, threatening a sick woman's medical care to force a young girl into crime. This is far worse than what you did years ago. I have already reported this to the police. They are on their way." Mr. Bassey's face went pale. He turned and ran before the police arrived, disappearing into the busy Lagos streets, never to bother the Adekunle family again. Bola stayed with the Adekunle family after that, though everything felt different now, lighter somehow, as if a heavy stone had finally been lifted from her chest. Mrs. Adekunle hugged her tightly that evening, telling her that mistakes made under pressure, corrected with courage, do not erase a good heart. Months later, with her mother fully recovered and living comfortably, Bola was no longer just their house help. Mr. Adekunle, impressed by her intelligence and honesty, offered to pay for her to study business at a nearby university, telling her that someone brave enough to admit the truth deserved a real chance at a better future. There is a saying among the elders that goes like this: "The truth may shake like a small leaf in the wind, but it never breaks like a dry branch." Bola's confession shook her whole world for one night, but in the end, it did not break anything. It saved everything: her mother, her own heart, and a family who never even knew how close they had come to losing what mattered most. The lesson in Bola's story is simple enough for anyone to remember. When we are pushed into hard corners, fear can make us do things we know are wrong. But it is never too late to choose honesty, even when honesty feels like the scariest choice of all. Sometimes, telling the truth is the very thing that saves us instead of destroying us.